Welcome, everybody. College football week 9 is over. College football week 10 is here. I'm Joe at the Game House, and today we're going over college football week 10 picks. Okay, as mentioned, week 10 is here. We have a lot of good games on the slate. College football week 10 picks here. We're going to go through some of the major picks that I have for the week. Remember, these are money line picks. We'll have some gambling notes as we go along, but you can still find college football week 10 picks, the article, if we don't go over specific picks that you want to hear, on the gamehouse.com website. We'll also have college football week 10 picks against the spread there as well. Had a pretty good year this year doing spread picks for college football this year. So we'll see how it goes. So let's go to week 10 picks. We've already had Toledo win. That was a big win for us. Let's keep it rolling here with some other games as we go along. We have Troy against South Alabama. This is pretty big in the Sun Belt. South Alabama does have that big win over Oklahoma State this year, but Troy being at home has been a solid program for a while. They've kind of kept things going no matter the coach the last couple of years. We're going to go Troy at home. We're going to go Duke over Wake. We're picking this game. Riley Leonard's health has been in question the last couple of weeks. A little bit of a rivalry game, so one of the protected rivalry games for the ACC coming up. I think Duke can win at home. Their defense can carry them if Riley Leonard is unable to go. But I think he's going to be just fine. I know it's been like sometimes he comes back and he's hurt. Sometimes he's been playing. Sometimes he hasn't. So we'll see how he does. But I think he's able to win the game for the Blue Devils here. Next one up, this will be on Saturday. We have Kansas State at Texas. Now, this is a backup quarterback for Malik Murphy. A tough defense to go up against, tough team to go up against, a very physical team. But I'm going Texas. They have too many playmakers on the outside. That could really be an issue. Kansas State has been rotating quarterbacks. It's been good and bad at different times. They have a good offensive line as well, so it might make things tricky. But Texas has some good playmakers on offense. On defense, they have some big impact players. We're going to go Texas to win this one at home. We have Ohio State over Rutgers. Now, Ohio State has had issues with getting the offense going like they would have liked. And Rutgers is better than people think. They're 6-2, probably going to win a couple more games the rest of the way. Could win maybe 8 games this season. But they're bowl eligible under Greg Schiano, so it's going to be tougher than people might think. Maybe an early game, maybe snooze fest, maybe Ohio State comes out slow. But I'll take Ohio State to win. That defense is for real, and that defense will travel. Next one up, we will go with Texas A&M and Ole Miss. We're going to go Ole Miss in this one. Ole Miss has a lot to play for, just one loss on the season. Texas A&M still has some issues getting that offense going. They have a backup quarterback in with Max Johnson, who's been playing okay, and the running game has been kind of good at times, but Le'Veon Moss missed last game against South Carolina, so interested to see what all is going on there. We're going to take Ole Miss. Win this game. They've already played Alabama and LSU. I know they have Georgia coming up at some point, but that could be really big for these college football playoff rankings and the SEC West too. All right, Notre Dame at Clemson. Not the matchup that we really thought this would be, but it is still a very good matchup against programs that have some good history here. I believe Notre Dame was only favored by 2.5 while they're going on the road. I'm going to go Notre Dame to win. I'm going to take this one to cover too. I think if you're picking them to win on the road, might as well. Clemson has issues turning over the football too many times on the offensive end. I think Notre Dame's defense is very good. And I think the offense between running the ball with Audric Estime and Sam Hartman passing the ball, I think they can get the job done, win on the road, keep this very good season going. Again, keep minimal hopes. Keep at least the hope that you can make a New Year's Six Bowl alive too, but minimal hopes you maybe make the college football playoff if things really get crazy. It hasn't gotten crazy in the 9 years before, but who knows what's going to happen. Next one up, let's go with Air Force over Army, a Service Academy game. It's always fun to see those. We're going to Air Force. They should be able to win this one pretty easily. But they were in the college football playoff rankings at number 25. Tulane was ahead of them. They need to win some games down the stretch to be that representative and maybe have Tulane lose a game too to be the Group of 5 representative for the New Year's Six Bowl. But very happy for Air Force to be able to get the job done for most part over the past year. All right, next one up, we have Bedlam at 3:30. Last scheduled meeting of Bedlam between Oklahoma and Oklahoma State. We're going Oklahoma State in this one in an upset pick. Oklahoma has a good offense, and the defense has been improved, but they hit a snag there when they lost to Kansas. I think Oklahoma State is probably going to be more highly motivated for this game. Oklahoma's leaving the conference. They don't seem like either side's open to trying to make the other one make this game happen in the future. They're going to want to send Oklahoma out with a loss And Oklahoma State's really found something with Alan Bowman at quarterback and Ollie Gordon at running back. Gordon, specifically at running back, has been a star. Totally different team. Could be a raucous crowd. I think Oklahoma State can win this one. At least keep it very, very close. Going to Oklahoma State there. Interesting one here. Virginia Tech at Louisville. Virginia Tech's doing better than people would have thought. They started off the season slow. They've had a couple of rough years in a row. Louisville's had a better season than people thought too in their first year, but Jeff Bromson did a good job. Should be on more coach of the year ballots. I've seen people put out some tweets in the industry not really listing him as coach of the year material. Don't really understand that one. He's done a really good job. The loss to Pitt is kind of frustrating because Pitt's not a very good team, but it got them back on track. I think they beat Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech's been able to pick up some wins against some of the ACC teams you would kind of expect them to. This will be a little bit tougher. Jeff Brom will get them right, and Louisville will win the game. Next one up, we have Missouri at Georgia. Georgia gets up for these games, and they kept this game close last year. Missouri kept it close, and Georgia won 26-22, I believe. Georgia is a team that has played down to their competition, but when the good competition comes up, they go right into this mode where they can't be touched. Carson Beck has settled down. I think they're able to get the win. I think covering, I believe it was 16-point spread earlier this week, will be tough. But Missouri, they need to protect Brady Cook, and it used Luther Burden to have any chance of winning this game. Luther Burden's one of the best wide receivers in the country. We're going Georgia, but just watch out for this game because this is one of the tougher games Georgia has had on their schedule so far this season. Penn State and Maryland, we're going Penn State. This is one to watch out for. Penn State kind of was a sleepwalker after losing to Ohio State last week. Maryland kind of has started off the season hot and kind of gone downward since then, but a game where both teams will be highly motivated. I think Penn State gets the win, but definitely one I'm keeping an eye on just in case. We'll keep on scrolling down here to find the next game. There's a lot of good games this weekend. We're going to go Kansas State over Iowa State. Now, Iowa State's actually favored in this game, but Kansas just came off that big victory over Oklahoma. Now, this is a weird game because Kansas is very good at home, and I don't think Iowa State's as bad as many people thought earlier in the season. They found a good quarterback in Rocco Becht who's going to develop over time, and they did lose to Ohio, but it's just, I feel like they're an okay team. Matt Campbell's got it back on track, but I do think Kansas, we talked about them, being a good team before the season for a reason. Jason Bean is a good quarterback, good backup quarterback in my mind. He does have some down times, but he also, I think, has produced when they needed him the most last week. So I'm going to go Kansas on the road. Think it could be a close game, but we'll take Kansas here. All right, Washington and USC. We're going to go Washington to win this one. USC has had too many issues on their defense. The offense could definitely win a shootout, but if Washington's defense gets a couple stops, I think they win the game. This is one where I could easily see USC winning. I think people are kind of sleeping on them because they had the couple losses there. But I'm going Washington. I think they're going to be more motivated after they were ranked 5th in the college football playoff rankings for the first week. A team by resume probably should be at least 3rd. I don't know. I think they kind of got hosed there with teams who maybe passed the eye test a little bit better. All right, we're going to go Michigan over Purdue. We're just going to say there's a lot going on with Michigan. They should beat Purdue, who only has 2 wins. Purdue has a history of upsetting top 5 teams. But we're going to go Michigan here. They play a brand of football where they can just run the ball and should be able to win this game pretty easily. We have Kentucky over Mississippi State. I think Kentucky gets back on track here. Mississippi State has an injured quarterback, Will Rogers. I think Kentucky should be able to get the win, which makes them only have 2 losses on the season. Could be really big down the stretch. I think next week they play Alabama. So we're going to get to Alabama here too. LSU at Alabama. We have Alabama winning it. I think their ability to run the football will be recognized in this game. I think they'll be able to slow down LSU's offense just enough to get the job done. Last year, they lost a close one on the road where LSU went for 2 instead of kicking the extra point to tie up the game. This time, being at home, I think they get the win. They've had a lot of noise around the program that has been negative. I think they kind of use that as fuel to win this game. And hopefully for them, I think this puts them on a good path to make the SEC Championship game as the representative in the West. All right, we'll go Oregon State over Colorado. Oregon State is a team that has, I think, done a very solid job this year. I think they're susceptible to maybe an upset here against Colorado, but I think the eyes are maybe off this game as much as maybe they were on Colorado a lot to start the year. It will be late, so there will be more eyes on it than maybe people think, but we'll go Oregon State to get the win on the road. We have Fresno State over Boise State. Boise State's not the same program that they once were. Fresno State gotten something good going with Mikey Keene at quarterback. Even when he's been injured, they've been pretty good too. and their defense is pretty good. So we'll go Fresno State to win, being that they're at home. And then we'll go UCLA over Arizona. Arizona's a tough team, just has a brutal schedule in the Pac-12. UCLA has a really good pass rusher in Laiatu Latu to watch out for, really wreaking havoc on opposing offenses. If they could figure out the offense and the quarterback situation, this team could have been even better this year, but it's definitely tough. Chip Kelly, I think, will get them going down the stretch with that offense. So we're going to go UCLA on the road, although that one could go either way. All right, those are the college football Week 10 picks. Let me know who you're picking in the comments below. For now, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.